Learn to create an action game in Unreal Engine 5 at unfgames.com. In this tutorial, you will learn how to use metahumans to create hyper-realistic characters. We will start by showing you how to use a metahuman editor, and then how to import your created metahumans into Unreal Engine 5. And finally, how to use a custom mesh to create a metahuman based on any other character you have available. So to start creating metahumans, you need to go to this website first, unrealengine.com/, blah 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 metahuman. So here you will find a lot of information. If you scroll down, like a lot of tutorials, some features, what is metahuman. In short, it's a tool for you to create characters in a very high quality, and it's linked to Unreal Engine. So what you're gonna do, if it's your first time, you're gonna request the early access. I already did that, so I just need to launch the app. Okay, so just make sure you are connected to your Unreal Engine account, and then you will just click on launch latest Metahuman Creator. This is for previous Unreal Engine versions like 4.27 and below. So just make sure you click on this one, then use click here, and it will take a while to load. So I will pause the video and then come back when it's finished. Okay, so Metahuman is launched, and you will see a window here where you can create new metahumans, and here you will have the metahumans you have previously created. I have created 2 of them, so if you click on one of them, it will take a while to load, to download the data and everything. So just be aware of that. And basically, these are the metahumans you have created before. It should be empty if you don't have anyone. So we're going here to create. And what it will show us, it's a list of options based on some presets they have made. Okay. So for us, we can just select any one of those. Like, for example, maybe this girl. Let's click on Vivian. And then just create selected. Okay. Once it loads, create selected, and it will create my metahuman. So in this big screen here, you have a bunch of reference here you can use. For example, you can press like L and left mouse click to change the lining. By default, it's pretty good. And you can press like 1, 2, 3 to change the camera angle, torso camera, legs, feet, the far camera. And you can go 1 for the face camera. You can undo and redo like with Control C and Control Y, like most programs. And that's it. With the right mouse click, you will rotate, and with the left mouse click, you will make some operations. You can also have like some animations here. You can idle, or you can change this pose like to have something like different, emotional, something like that. Let's just go back to the idle pose. Okay, so enough of this. You can play with this. Basically, you can change like the the face and everything. So you have some presets here. Now here on the left, you will be able to see a menu where you can change the blending modes, the hair, and the body. Okay, so we will start with the face, which is the most important one. So if we go to blend here, let's click on this, you will see that you can blend between different characters. For example, I could blend between this girl here. I can blend between, for example, we can choose a guy. For example, this one we can choose here. And then we can maybe blend between a kid here. And now you can even blend even more characters if you drag them here. I'm just gonna choose 3 of them, okay? Now, before I start, I want to remove the hair because I want you to take a look at the entire uh, face structure. So I'm going here to the hair. I'm going to click on head, and you will have a bunch of options. I just need to click on none, okay? So now this is my default face. Okay, let's go back to the blend. And here you will see I have a bunch of options. I have the blend mode, and I have the sculpt mode, and I have the move mode. So the blend mode, it's basically what you have here. So for example, I want to choose the nose. And if I click here and hold the left mouse click, you will see that I have like different options here. I can choose the nose of the guy on the right, or the nose of the kid on the left, or the nose on the kid on top. So basically it will blend, and you can blend between these two, or you can blend between this one and the original one by checking this. So basically you have a lot of options. For example, I can blend with the nose of this one. Okay, so let's take a look at the yaw. So the yaw, uh, we can, if you put like this, you will have a more of a masculine yaw because you are choosing a male here. And if you choose like this one, also masculine yaw. And if you choose this one, maybe more feminine, I don't know. So typically, for yaos, if you want to make more of a female character, it will have like a smooth result, something like that. And if you want to more of a male character, it will have like a result like this. Like, let me see if I can remember. Like the skull is like this, right? And here you will have some. So you have like the skull, and here you will attach the mandible here, right? So this angle here, it's extremely important. Basically this here will be smooth if you are like a female, and if you are like a male, you will have like a sharp angle. Same with the front of the skull, it will be like this, more of a um, tall if you're like female, and if you're a male, you will be like this. So for example, if I choose this one and I want to choose the male one, you will see that it automatically becomes more masculine because I'm using a male character here, and you can see the angle of this is it's like a curve. Of course, more feminine one will be something like this, and of course this one also feminine. So we can choose something like this if we want. If you don't want to blend between characters, you can always go to the sculpt mode, and you can have even more um, control. For example, here you can change the angle, or you can change the cheeks. For example, with Alt and middle mouse click, you can rotate. So for example, here you can change the cheek. You can have like cheeks like this, or remove the cheeks. Uh, Typically, you will find like a structure like this for a pretty face, something like that. Here also you can change like the nose, you can change the lips, the lower lip, the upper lip. You have a lot of options. And here in the move, you can also have some options here. For example, you can basically move the proportions. For example, the nose, you can make it higher. If you want the nose, you can make it higher or lower. um, Also the ears, you can move it like this. And if you don't like the result, for example, you can just press Ctrl C, and you will go back to what you were previously. And now I will just click on blend because, or maybe the sculpt mode, because I don't want to see much things on the screen. Then what I have is the skin. Okay, so for the skin, basically I have the base color. As I increase the U value, it will become darker, and as I decrease it, it will become brighter, very pale. So if you want to take a look at with this, basically this is the tonality, like uh, basically different colors you can have here. Okay, so the contrast, of course, will be like how much contrast you want, and the roughness is how glossy it is. Um, we're gonna go for this particular case something like more stylized. So let's see what we can do with MetaHuman. Uh, the freckles here, you can adjust the density here if you want to put more or less. You can change the strength too if you want. Okay, and then you can change the saturation, of course. For me, I will just put the density pretty low. And actually, I can remove them. I don't necessarily need to have them if you want. So let me click no. And then for the accents, basically you will change the redness or the yellowness of your skin. For example, I want to have like a red nose. I can just click on the nose, and then I can just increase the redness of it. There's like more blood coming here. There's a lot of theory behind where the blood is accumulated. If you want to know more about that, you can study more anatomy. In our case, it comes with a very nice default values. You can change the decrease the redness here, for example, like the front of the skull. And here on the cheeks, I can typically is more red. I can decrease it if I want. Can go like this and look like very sick. Depends on what you're looking for. So let's move on. Let's go to the eyes. And now, basically, I have different presets. Okay, for example, I can have this one, or I can have this one. You won't see much difference because basically there is a lot of detail going on here. You really need to zoom in. So I'm gonna zoom in here. I'm going to click here on the iris, and here you can change different textures you want to use. If you're more of a um, more into cinematics, and this thing will be uh, quite important to you if you want to have like a close shot or something. If you're making a game, probably it really doesn't matter if you're not gonna see it. You can change the base color. For example, you can go for something like green, or maybe something maybe like that. And you can go to the detail color to change the color too. You can change like which eye you want to change the color. If you want to have different colors in the eyes, you can definitely do that. I'm just gonna leave it like that. You can change like the eye structure, how you want to blend the colors, the smoothness of this. You want to change the iris size if you want to. You want someone like typically these values are very already validated. They won't allow you to create like uh, 3D stream things like typically you will find in MMOs. Uh, so you won't be able to create a little monster with this. So uh, if you want to have a bigger iris size, maybe that's what you're looking for. If you want to be like more stylized, uh, then there is the darkness of this. Okay, it's pretty nice. Then you go to the sclera, basically the tint. You can change the tint of this, okay, if you want, and the brightness you can make it lower. You will have more depth here. If you increase the brightness too much, it would lose some depth. Like I said, it won't allow you to have completely black. It will be really cool because you could have like a fantasy character or something like a witch or I don't know. Okay, so next is the rotation of this. You won't really notice these details. Um, so next is the teeth. The teeth is very funny. You can open the jaw, close it, and you can change the variation. Like if you have more of a want to have more variety in your teeth, maybe you are not Mr. Perfect, um, then it will look something like this. If not, you can have uh, like very uniform teeth. You can also change the plaque. If you didn't brush your teeth, then you can move it to the one, and you can also change the plaque color, like very like yellowish. And of course, you can go white if you need to. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, you can also shift the teeth if you want, make it bigger, smaller, all these things here. You can make it really you can really customize the teeth. Okay, typically you won't really bother that much for the teeth unless you have a character that is smiling the whole day. Next part is one of my favorites, is the makeup. So what you can do is to apply the foundation here. You can choose like the roughness. For example, you can reduce the roughness. You can change the color of this, something like this. You can change this thing. It will look like a doll, something. and also the intensity. So basically, this is without makeup, and this is with makeup, with a lot of makeup. So maybe you want to put something like this and then decrease it a little bit. You don't want to put that much. Then it's the eyes. You can go for something like this or like this, and this can be a little bit heavy. So what you can do is to, of course, you can reduce the roughness. That can be really cool. But actually, you can increase the transparency, so you can have more of a subtle thing to work on. You can work on the metalness too if you want it. Okay, you can play with different kinds of presets here. In my case, this one can work pretty well. So I will increase the transparency a little bit. Then go to the blush. Maybe you can choose this one and you can make it like something like dark, something like that. And if you increase the intensity, you will see what I mean. You can choose any one of those. For example, like here, you can just. It's a nice way to fake the cheek depth, like to make it like wider without doing anything. Just be very subtle with this. Okay, so the next part is the hair. So for the hair, what you want to do is to, um, if you go here to the head and you don't see the hairstyles, that's a bug. You can just click here on style and you will see a bunch of hairs. You can, for example, click here. The ones with this icon here, it means that um, the LODs are not fully made. So be aware of that. Groom can be quite heavy. So let's see, you want to go for something like this or something like this. I really don't like this card. I don't know. So let's go for the Afro, maybe. Yeah, that can work. Okay. You have different kinds of hairstyles, like with like short hair, long hair, whatever. Whatever you're looking for, you'll have the bald guy. Okay. Um, let's just go for something that can fit this character. Honestly, I don't know what can fit this character is beyond salvation, but let's just put an afro, okay? All right. So, what else you can do? You can change the color here. For example, you can put something like black, which makes more sense. You can put something like white if you want. And you're gonna also go to custom colors and put enable hair dye. You can paint something like green, and you will have, something like this. Okay. Um, then you can go to the details, and here you can change like the roughness of the hair, like more rough or less rough. Okay. Typically you want something in between, something like that. This thing basically it will change the color. Okay, you can play with anything you want here. You can even put the hair dye and put something crazy like the, I don't know, the red one can increase the contrast, and you can have different kinds of very funny results here. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Let's go to the eyebrows, and again you can just choose style. If you don't see um the options, you can choose like a very thick eyebrows, no eyebrow at all, which is very creepy. And you can just go for something like this or maybe something like this. Anything is fine actually. And then you can just change the color. Okay, so for example, you can enable the extreme colors if you want. I don't know why will you do that, but you can definitely do it. Um, let's just leave it at the natural one. Okay, then you have the eyelashes. You can change the roughness. Okay, you can go for the mustache here. And here you can press style, and then you can add the mustache if you want. Okay, um, pretty weird. Let's go to the beard. Go to style, and you can also add some beard here. Uh, I should have created a male character. have some options here to play with. It's really fun. Okay, let's just leave it at now. The last thing is the proportions. Okay, so let's move on. Now we have the proportions, and here basically you have like short, average, tall, okay, and you have different proportions. For example, if I want the fat proportion, you will see that it will take a while to load, and then you will have the fat version. Okay, I would leave it like that. Okay, because it's basically self-explanatory, and if you want, you can also have like a man's body here. Totally do that if you want. Okay, it's the system is very flexible. Then you have the tops. Let's go here to the body camera. Okay, let's press 2. Here you will see the style. You can change like shirts, like a hoodie, or like a sweater. And you can change the colors, of course, something like this, something like this, uh, maybe something like that. Okay, and let's just go for something like this. Okay, and you have a lot of options, and you can also remove it, and you will have yeah, like the semi-naked version. Then you have the details, of course. Yeah, let's put a sweater to check the details. Um, let's just check if there you go. You can add like some graphics or anything. Let's just go back to maybe this one. But for some reason, I can't seem to be able to click on them. Oh, there you go. So the primary fabric, we can put a checkerboard if we want. We can put this one. We can put this one. And for example, let me put a checkerboard. Okay, and now I can just change the colors here. I can change put a blue one if I want, or I can just put this one, and I will have like different designs. Okay, same with this. You will have the pattern here, different patterns, different results. Okay, not many options to be honest, but it's a start. This tool is being developed. Same for the pants. You can put like the jeans. You can put the slacks, the yoga pants. By default, they come black, and I don't really like it. So just by putting the values a little bit higher, you will have a more reflective value to play with. And there you go. Now, you have the shoes. Of course, you can put let's put the camera fit with 5. You can put like this kind of shoes, these boots, whatever. You have a lot of options here, and of course, you have the colors if you want. Okay, um, pretty much that. Okay, so how do you export this? Well, you don't really need to, because as you can see here, it says all changes have been saved. So what you can do here is we can put like that tutorial meta tutorial. There you go. And that's it. You don't need to do anything. This will already be in Bridge. So let's take a look at how you can import this into Unreal. So how do you import your MetaHuman into Unreal Engine 5? It's super easy. First, we need to open the bridge. So let's use Control Space, go to Add, and then go to Quixel Content. And here you will see that you have your assets, just like always. But here in the left, you will see a small little icon that have like a human here. And here you will see a bunch of Metahumans presets. So for example, I already download this one. So if you click here, you will see an option to download, and you can choose the quality you want, which is, in case this guy is only available for the highest quality, you can click on add. And now, as soon as you do that, I already did that, so I won't click on it, you will see that you have a Metahumans folder, and you will have a name of the Metahuman, which in this case is Aoi. So you can click here, and if you check the viewport, you will see that you have your Metahuman. And now it has all skeletal mesh components that it needs. So you have the body, you have the feet, the legs, the torso, and as for the face, you have the face itself, and then you have the Alembic files, which are the hair assets that are the child of this asset. So um, pretty nice to have everything here. It's very complete. If you want to drag them into the world, you can just do something like this, and there you go. Awesome. So how about your own metahuman? You can just go to bridge again, and if you go here, you will see that you also have my metahumans uh, option, and now you will see all the metahumans that I have created in Metahuman Editor. In this case, this is the one we created, and I download this in the medium quality. I feel that I don't need the highest quality for this. Then I can just click on add, and now let's go back to our project, and you will see that I have here my tutorial metahuman. I can just drag this character here, and I can just see it in the editor. And as you can see, the hair has nice LODs, unlike this character. This one, you can see the hair from distance. So make sure when you choose a hair, choose something that you can see from afar, just like this one. And that's how you import metahumans. Now, some troubleshooting here is that if you want to import your first metahuman into the project, you may not want to use the presets you have created. You should go here and add any preset that comes with Unreal Engine first, download it, click on add, and as soon as you do that, you will see a bunch of windows here telling you that you need to enable some MetaHuman plugins. Just click OK there. And now when you restart the editor, you can go here to your MetaHumans and add any character, and it will work just fine. So let's say I want to add a custom mesh. So I have this cute girl project that if you take a look at it, it's basically a custom character here, and it looks a little bit different, right? Like compared to MetaHumans, this one is more stylized and everything, and I want to add it. So what I want to do is to add to the project, and I will put maybe my tutorial MetaHuman here, and I will add this to the project, and then it will start downloading. And once it's finished, I will import it into Unreal. So now that it's finished, I can just go back here. Let's just go to my project. There you go. And now you will see here that I have my character. Let's take a look at the skeletal mesh here. Let's drag it here. And the first time, if it's the first time you drag a mesh, it will take some time to load all the textures and everything. But so far, it looks okay. So we're gonna use this as a base. So before we continue, we need to enable the MetaHuman plugin. So I will go to Edit, Plugins, and go here to MetaHuman. And make sure this one is checked, okay? Click yes, and then restart the editor. So now that my plugin is complete, I can just click here. And here you will see that I have my skeletal mesh. So this is the mesh we're gonna use. So we cannot use the skeletal mesh like this. So we're gonna click here and make static mesh. And we're just gonna call it static mesh cute girl. Or maybe just SN, the typical convention for static meshes. Let's just click save. And this will save a static mesh. Okay, so now when I press Control Space, you will see that I have my mesh here. Okay, let's save everything. Now, if I want to create a new MetaHuman, I can just right click here, and you will see that I have the MetaHuman plugin available. So what I will do is just click on the MetaHuman identity, and I will call this my tutorial cute girl, something like that. Okay, and let me double click on this. Okay, and now you will see that it will ask me to log in before using this tool. So I will do that now with Epic Games, and I will come back when it's ready. Okay, so it's ready. Now I can add components from mesh here, and now I can select my static mesh. Actually, I could select the skeletal mesh if I wanted, and I even can select this one. So let's take a look. We don't really need to select the static mesh. So this is the face for the cute girl. Okay. Now it comes with hair, so I'm really not sure if it's gonna work if I have the hair like this. So what I'm gonna do is to change the hair material very easily. So I will go here to my skeletal mesh here. Let's go to skeletal meshes. Let's go here and let's try to find the hair. So it should be this one. It is. So I will go here. And what I will do is to change the hair material to uh, put a M hair here with the opacity 0, something like that. Click on this, and now you will change this to maybe mask, and then put the opacity mask to 0. And hit apply. And now this will be like a, uh, invisible. So I will do this here. I will put this my opacity hair material here. And now it will load. And you will see that after the shaders are compiled, I don't see my hair, which I can also not see it here, which is great. So now what I can do is just click on the neutral pose here. Okay. And now I can click add here. Okay. But before doing that, let me change my field of view to something like 20 to have more of a 2D view. This will help to get the data from this. And let me just click add. And this will be my frame 0. Okay. So what I can do is to do the auto tracking on here. Okay. And it will load the trackers. And basically what it will do is scan your data so that it can generate a custom mesh for this. Okay, so now that you have this, make sure to lock the camera. You don't want to move it. Okay, and then what you want to do is to put the Metahuman identity solve. So let's click here. And what this will do is to basically create a mesh, a Metahuman mesh based on the original mesh that you have. So now that you have this, let me click on lock camera here and the auto tracking off. Okay, and now what I can do is to go toggle B or toggle A, and let's just go back to the camera here. Okay, as you can see, now I have my mesh here that is actually using my Metahuman, topology. So what I can do is to click here, mesh to Metahuman, and it says no body type preset is selected in the body part, which means we need to select the body. So let's just click on body and let's just select this one. Okay, and leave the height just like that. And then we're gonna click mesh to Metahuman. And now that we have this, it will send our new mesh to the Metahuman bridge folder. Okay, so now it's finished. Now my Metahuman is available in Creator and Bridge. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so I launch Metahuman here, and now you can see that I have this symbol here. It means that I have my new Metahuman. So I can just edit selected. And now if I go to custom mesh, you will see that basically I have the influence of the custom mesh and the original one. So as you can see, now my Metahuman looks much different compared to what typically they look like. This one looks more stylized, which I like it a lot. So here you can do, for example, you can change the nose, you can reduce the influence. Okay, and basically you will get like the basic metahuman feeling. Okay, so as you reduce the influence, for example, in some cases your forehead may be like, for example, like flying here like too much. It got some errors. So reducing the influence of the original mesh will actually make it go back to normal. So you can, of course, blend it and do all these things. But for now, let's just click on skin. We need to assign a skin. And let's just assign something like this. And that's great. So now our metahuman is now using some realistic texture. So I will remove the freckles. Okay. The accents, I won't really touch them. So then I will go here to the makeup. I will apply the foundation and do something like this. And I could reduce the roughness if I want. And then I can go to the eyelash and I can do something like this. And I can change this to something like this, really, really nice. I can decrease the transparency and I can do the blush and everything. Can be really nice. I can just put something like this and then change the intensity to really have it really low, and then do the same for the lips. Basically, I can change a lot of things, right? And I can create like a custom mesh. This one looks actually really nice. You can put some hair if you want. So, for example, we can put something that fits this girl, something like this, for example. And the makeup is a little bit funny, so let me remove this. Uh, Transparency, something like this, and let me put it like really, really low. Okay, and then the lips can put something like black too. There you go, and then we can create something like this. And now we have a custom metahuman here that we can use in our projects. And it's pretty nice because now we can have much more variations and you can use any character, any skeletal mesh, and it will work just fine. And now this one is already safe in my bridge. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this tutorial, give us a like, subscribe for more content like this, and let us know in the comments which kind of tutorial you want to watch. If you want to learn more about how to create games, make sure to check our website. And now I will see you in the next one.